People are always saying that black people are lazy. And I had to ask myself as a black person, why are we always told that we're lazy? And now I have come to realize why. It is because we want rewards without risk or effort. We want the testimony without any test. And that is the fault of us not having a father figure in the home. That is the fault of the black man being so weak and always giving up so easily. That is the fault of the black woman who is never really a helpmate to the black man. And now, for centuries, we've been shouting equality, but do not really have a thoughtful explanation for what equality really involves. That is why no one who suggests it can debate its meaning. So many people act as though black people's problems are so complex, but it is quite simple. First of all, we will never have equality in the way that we lazy black people want, because we really have no clue about what real effort is about. And second, our problem stems from not having enough strong, responsible men that stay in home as providers and protectors of our homes. So I want to put the idea of equality to bed. The fact that black people refuse to read for themselves open up the way for them to constantly fall into the trap of those who read and are able to pull them in all directions. What do I mean by read? And herein lies the answer to equality. When a person is an avid reader, it forces them to ask questions. They're not satisfied until they get proper answers to those questions. So they read some more and they have open dialogues with other people who are also reading to get their perspective. There will be some disagreement on what each person is gathering from what they're reading, but the end goal is not to talk to hold on to your opinion. The discussion is to learn and to understand what they're reading and what is happening. Now, here is the problem that has plagued the black community for too long. Black people find reading tedious, and because of this, they can only go to their emotions. They do not gravitate to written information. Black people are given images, and these images are usually violent and horrific. And the result is the same. With 100% accuracy, no black person will question anything that is happening, but will look at that image and build a story on the surface level. They will never ask any questions, and that is how black people have allowed themselves to be used by any and everyone. And when another black person highlights the real problem, black people will resort to name calling and insults. They demand that you never scold them or hold them accountable for anything. It is the same with asking for equality. Black people believe that equality must be given. Black people do not want to put in the work. The work we choose to do is to make other people feel guilty and shame as a way to deflect from us being too lazy to get up and fix our own lives. So what are our go-to lines? The first one is that there is systemic racism in America. But no one seems to think that there is no one actually in our way stopping us from going to school, work, or engaging in any other activity in society. No one cites that there are many black people who are movie stars. Where's the systemic racism there stopping them? We seem to forget that black people play sports. No one is stopping them from playing sports. How about those black people that are getting rich off of music? Where's the systemic racism stopping them from doing that? And how about those black people in government? Where's the system stopping them from graduating and going into those positions? Look around. Aren't there black people in all kinds of regular jobs? Nobody's stopping them. wait a minute, wasn't there a president of the United States who was a black man? Where's the systemic racism that stopped him? And to nail the coffin shut, there's one black woman who's actually a billionaire. How could that be possible with systemic racism? How is it that these people got ahead? So tell me, who is really holding the rest of us back? The next line is that people are racist against blacks. And apparently only blacks, not one else, is racist against any other group. And everyone walks around looking to see where racist acts are being played out. No black person is attacked on the street for a hate crime. There's no single incident where ordinary people can identify that they come under attack. Oh, but wait, the police in their line of duty, in responding to a call that black men are breaking the law, are racist. Okay, so are we asking police to let those offenders break the law and do nothing? What are we really saying when we accuse cops of doing their job? No one can say, because no one really thought this out carefully. But no one asks the question as to why is it that the only videos that surface is when a black man is apprehended by the police. No other time, no other videos surface about police with anyone else. That tells me that probably it's only black men who are committing crimes. And then, to me, that sheds a bad light on us. But no one questions this. We just go to the emotion. No one asks the question, wait, are other races of people committing crimes too? This is my point. We never ask questions. The other line is that black people are discriminated against. Blacks say that banks do not want to give black people loans or accept them into their schools or give them a break for work. And no one explains that there's a process to protect the person applying for a loan, and the bank has to make sure that they recover their money. And in school, the student fail to say that they take courses that are social based instead of courses that would allow them to specialize. And when they apply for a job, they do not want to admit that they are not actually qualified for that job. But we know that all of these are tactics by black people to intimidate all other groups of people and make them feel bad for how hard they have worked. Black people show white privilege, and whites must now mess up their lives so that blacks can feel happy. Blacks show white supremacy, and every other color must apologize for all of the hard work that they put in to make life easier for them and their families. And most of all, black people do not want to take responsibility to make sure that they fix their family dynamic by black men marrying the black woman and him staying in the house to discipline the children and model a work ethic. We do not want to look at the fact that mothers are too overworked to spend time reading to their children and helping them with homework. All other groups are doing this and doing well in school. When they're hired, they're respectful in the workplace and carry their weight. They're decent citizens who take care of themselves and their neighborhood. They reach out to others in need and go the extra mile. And the truth is that all of us came here in chains. All of those who first came to the United States of America came here with the clothes on their backs and was fleeing injustices in their own countries. None of them came here with any wealth. They settled in different parts of this country and built up this nation from scratch. What we still see today are many people trying to get here, but we never stop to ask why. Why are everyone trying to get into America illegally and legally? Well, I tell you why. Because we are all seeking freedom to live and raise our standard of living. But we want that until we get here. And for those whose ancestors were slaves, it is ended. No one in this decade knows what it is to be a slave. And all of the excuses about segregation and discrimination is all ended. There's nothing in our way but ourselves. Come on, black people. Ask yourself what protesting is doing now. Absolutely nothing. Because at the end of the day, you still have to go into your home and do the basic thing that everyone else has to do, and that is to take personal responsibility for your outward mobility. And that is what equality is all about in America.